Hello and welcome to this third video in the wildflower celebration. It is really starting to get autumny outside. Everything is turning yellow and red and brown and so beautiful. But I really feel like giving that wildflower just a final celebration before we turn into winter. So today we are going to sketch a honeysuckle, and I'm not going to do the same version as I've done in the book. You can see it's a flower that is open and in bloom. I am going to make a honeysuckle that is not yet blooming, so it's a bud and it's beautiful. So I wanted to give it some variation. But I want to read this to you first, because it's actually a very sweet story behind the honeysuckle. Honeysuckle, a flower of first love and old flames. This is such a romantic flower, like blockbuster romantic. In Greek mythology, it was said that two lovers, Daphnis and Chloe, could only be together when the honeysuckle bloomed, which was not a long period of time. So they turned to the goddess of love, Aphrodite, for help. She expanded the time of the growth for the honeysuckle, which may be why it blooms all season long. So if you're wondering about that, that is maybe the reason. In this tutorial, we are going to sketch this romantic flower while sending loving thought to Daphnis and Chloe. Maybe by immortalizing it on paper, we can help them be together all year long. So that is just a sweet story from my book, and it's coming out on October 21st, and you can pre-order it now, and I will put a link below so you can check it out. And of course, if you want the reference photo and the material list for this drawing celebration of wildflowers, there's a link for that too, so you can join my email list, and the first email you get is the reference photos and everything else you need. So check that out. And now, instead of talking and reading, I want to get started sketching. So I will see you on the table. I am ready now to start sketching, and with the honeysuckle we have a bud that consists of a lot of long bean shapes. So first I'm just sketching the main shape of the bud. Kind of looks like a, I don't know, like a trumpet or something like that, but in here we have a lot of umbel shapes. Then we will put a stem to it, and first we have some small leaves that are kind of hugging this shape. So this one is in front of the stem, and I will have one in the back as well. Then I have my stem that is continuing down here into, well, we can make it a little bit longer, and I will give it some bigger petals here for just kind of showing that different growth when we have a bud like this, and we have the small leaves and then the bigger ones, and I kind of like to show the variation, so that is kind of cool. And I think this is enough for the pencil sketch, and we can turn to our 01 fine liner. And we're just going to start with the bean shapes. They all start here at the place where it meets the stem, going up and round. So they are thicker at the end here. And the reason why I didn't put it all the way to the edge here is because we have some in the back that is longer. So I'm just going to fill up the space here, and some of these will kind of hide behind the others, and I can make some that are also kind of hiding behind. And let's see, this is actually, it's actually a very easy flower when you think of it. So even if it looks complex, it's actually just these bean shapes. And it's a lot easier when you think of it like that. Let's see, we can put maybe one here. So not filling it up entirely, we want to make sure there's space for just white. Then I'll attach it to the stem here and drawing the outline of the leaves here, the petals. Kind of want to get this to hide behind the petal there. It feels a little bit more right than it's just starting there. And you can make small additions or corrections like that when you go along with your fine liner. I think that is the beauty about using a pencil first, that you can just vary it and fine-tuning it when you are going over it with your fine liner. If you did the fine liner first, you wouldn't be able to adjust in any way. And we have the stem going down there. So that is our main shape, and we can remove our fine liner. See? Can you feel it? We're already immortalizing that beautiful love story with Daphne and Chloe. I actually really love how all flowers has a story of some kind, either historical or in nature. And I try in each chapter and each of the individual projects to capture some of that magic and tell some of these stories, because I really love them. And I think they make such a big difference when we start to sketch flowers, that we see the entire story behind it and we kind of connect with it in a different way. So it's a small thing, but I really love it. I've taken my 005 now, and I am going in and sketching small direction lines. And here I will zoom in so you can see it a little bit better. Oh, just noticed that. Here, just starting from the top or from the bottom. Kind of creating that shape. And you might not need to do this on all of the umbels. You can leave the ones in the back without any shaping lines, and that will be beautiful too. And especially because you are showing the hierarchy, that these are in front and the other ones are in the back, so people will know where to look. Sometimes it's nice to, when we look at a sketch, to actually be guided in where to put our focus. So we are helping the viewer do just that by leaving some without any paint here or any drawing lines there. You can see I added a little bit of shadow between some of these umbels, and this will just give us a little bit of depth. And I can put a little doodle here so we kind of attach it a bit more to the stem. And with the leaves, we kind of have this stem in the middle. You can put in a little bit of detail here, but you don't need to do much. And I'm leaving the one in the back. Here we have, with this one we have a, it's funny, it actually has a small leaf. I'm gonna add that in. I only noticed this when I zoomed in, but it actually has small leaves here. That is funny. It's actually up here we have the two big ones and the small one as well, which might be because it actually lost the other one. But here we have that too, so that is fun. And it's always good to zoom in a little bit on your references, because you might notice different things. And often I find that I notice different aspects of a flower when I move around in the different techniques. So for example, when I am doing my fine liner sketch or the outline, I see different things than when I start to add texture like I'm doing now. This one has a line there in the middle too, and then a little bit of shadow here to define the stem. And I think this is looking really cool. So we can go in and add some color. And that is always exciting. We have a rather green flower, but we have we have some pinks up here as well, and they are kind of stripy. So I think I'm gonna do this, try to do this wet on dry, adding the pinks first. No, I'll add the greens first, because it's lighter. And yes, so putting in some green here, and up here I will try to keep it a little bit stripy, a little bit, so we have some white space, but it's still green at the bottom. And working my way up here. Getting very quiet because I'm focused. And over here, trying to keep the stripes a little bit there. Maybe adding a little bit of color to some of these here in the back. Yes. And now, before it dries up completely, we want to add the stripes. And here it's completely okay that it mingles a little bit. We just want some of it to look stripy, but we don't want to force it to so it's not, shouldn't be looking too perfect. So let it mingle, do its thing, and we might even add some more green, but I'm not sure yet. Here, just putting in a little bit. And I will drip in some water, getting it to mix a little bit. And I think I'm actually also going to put in a bit of green in some areas here, just to give it, just to make sure it's not too obvious. And I'm gonna put in some of the pink in down here as well, so it kind of mixes a little bit, tying it together. So it's not just pink and green, but kind of both in a mix. dragging some of it a little bit down. So, putting a little bit of color there. I am happy with that, and I will continue to the stem, giving it some green. And here I am really just working super fast and not even painting everything. I am going to put in a pink dash here and there just to tie it together. Maybe also a little bit here, but still wet, so it can you can see it. It is mingling. And I actually really like this. I think a little bit of splatter would be wonderful. So just zooming out, and I am giving it a little bit of green. And maybe a pink as well. Let's see. Kind of just tying it to the paper because we don't have a background. This small touch of a paint splatter will kind of attach it to the paper and making it look artsy and beautiful. Now I will let it dry and we can see how it turns out. It is dry now and you can see the fun result here. I think it's super cute and I hope you will give it a try. And when you do the sketch, make sure to share it on Facebook or on Instagram and tag me. I am Camilla Damsbo Art and the hashtag is Camilla Damsbo Art Inspired. And so, yes, I would love to see it. And of course, if you haven't yet, we are celebrating this. And it's available for pre-order right now, and it will be sent out to US and Canada on October 21st, so it's very soon. And I can't wait to get this into the world. It's so beautiful. And it's seriously, it's okay to say that about your own book, right? I am. I love it. And even if it's my third book, it's actually, I'm just really proud of this one because I am diving into the whole growth in flowers. So taking them from buds to the full bloom and also to the wilted beauty, because I think it's so important to show the entire range of floral development, because I'm kind of taking a step deeper and going more into just the way that flowers are seen throughout the seasons, which means that we never run out of references, but we also create the most magical, authentic flowers and really honoring how the flower looks instead of how we think it looks. So I am diving more into that in the book. Have a wonderful, wonderful day, and remember I have links for everything here below, so you can check that out. And I will look forward to seeing your honeysuckles. Bye!